require wiping out of the tuition freeze?
Well, I don't want to talk about specific matters like the tuition freeze because it has to be a part of the total agreement. And so I don't want to focus on any particular part of our decision making, at a time when we are still in the process of coming to terms with a comprehensive solution.
Governor, we have this ugly $3.2 billion budget gap, and food stamp enrollment is at an all-time high, and unemployment rate is at a 25-year high. Could you talk a little bit about the long-term trends that put Ohio where it is right now?
Well, the trends that have put Ohio where Ohio is now are the same trends that have put every state in this nation where they are now. In fact, if you look at the condition of many of the states in this country, they are in more challenging circumstances than is Ohio. And the Governor Rendell and I talked about that yesterday. I think we have thus far managed the affairs of this state as we have moved through this recession. We were able to bring the last fiscal year into balance in the ways that I have described to you. And now we are trying to put forth a framework that will enable us to move forward for the next biennial budget. But the conditions that have brought us here are the result of literally a worldwide recession, a collapsing in our own country of many of our financial institutions, the failure of banks and other Wall Street firms, the housing market, the bubble that burst, the declining home values, the foreclosures, the difficulties within the auto sector, the tightness of credit. All of these things taken together have created a set of circumstances, as I've repeatedly indicated, that are unlike any perhaps we've ever faced in this state and country, and certainly unlike anything we have faced for the last 70 or more years. So I don't want to minimize the conditions that we face, and that's why I have put forth the proposal that I have put forth, because these are unusual times. We are facing a crisis, and we are trying to manage it, and I think we have been doing that in a defensible manner, and want to move forward. It would be very helpful for Ohio to come to a conclusion. I hope we could do it today, as a matter of fact. But there are over 30 states right now that have failed to meet their agreements on budgets going forward. And as I said, some of those states aren't even having negotiations. Others are in a stalemate. Others have gone to only providing essential services to their citizens. Thus far, I think, in spite of the frustrations that we've all felt and the disagreements that we've all had in Ohio, thus far, I and the leaders of both chambers of the House have continued our respectful discussions and our willingness to work together. So, I guess everything is relative, that if you consider the conditions that exist in many states, I think we're managing the situation here in Ohio, as best as can be expected.
Governor, how long are you willing to wait it out, to have the leadership of the legislature see it your way, so to speak?
Well, as I have said to you, and as I have said to the leaders, this is not something that can be postponed. We need to continue to stay here and to work together until we reach an agreement. And the good news is the talks are continuing. I talked directly and personally with Senator Harris yesterday. I talked with him also by phone yesterday. Our staffs are interacting consistently and very frequently. So I believe that we are continuing good faith efforts to work in a way that will enable us to come to an agreement. And I hope that is sooner rather than later. I think it can be very soon.
Governor, are you prepared to say that you will not do the VLTs by executive order without legislative action?
I am prepared to say that I will not sign a budget that is not in balance. And I would follow up that statement by saying it is quite clear to me and to my legal counsel that I do not have the ability to do the VLT implementation without the legislature giving me the implementation authority.